What is going on, guys? Mike here with Chit Chat Gaming. So just a quick little video here. I want to kind of give you guys a little bit of my opinion, my thoughts on the current Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie that it releases here this past week, this past Wednesday on August the 2nd. We went and saw the movie on August the 1st, which was this past Tuesday. My son and I went to the 3:30 showing, had an absolute blast. It was us in there with like maybe 3 other people. And again, they gotta keep in mind this is during the week, and of course a lot of people didn't know that the movie came out a day before at most places, so they're expecting it for the 2nd. But I imagine that this weekend coming up is gonna be huge. But I was able to get my little cup here, so we did get a large cup, plastic cup that has the turtles on it. Of course, I showed you guys in the past that I did get the popcorn tin from the Cinemark theater, so we did get a popcorn tin, as well as this nice little nifty cup here with a topper. So it does have a topper that comes off and on. You can get all different 4 turtles, but yes, again, nice little treats here that we got. But with that being said, though, I gotta say, I had an absolute blast with this movie. I thought it was absolutely incredible here. I don't want to go too far into it because this is going to be absolutely spoiler free, by the way. I might do another video talking about the spoilers and such later on, but again, I just want to give you my thoughts on whether or not, as a big Turtles fan, whether or not you should go to see it. Now, a little quick history. I am obviously a big Ninja Turtles fan. I have been since I was a child, whether it was, the video games, the comics, the Toon series, of course, Toon series, the movies, cakes, costumes, whatever you may have here. I've been a fan. I mean, so much so that I won a costume contest. I always talk about this, I've talked about it before, but I'm proud of it. I won a costume contest. My aunt made me a costume, a Raphael costume, back like in 1990, and I actually went to a Halloween party and I won it. Again, this is a custom-made, homemade costume here that she's sewn together, and we didn't have the money at the time to be able to go out and buy something like this, so I was able to get one made and wear it. And again, we won, and I'm proud of that. But with that being said, though, the reason why I said it, because this movie here, there's a lot of hardcore fans who are probably not going to like the movie. The reason why I say that, because there is some changes and stuff that takes place in the movie that they may not agree with. Now, me personally, as a huge fan, you have to go in with an open mind, right? Like, this is a new experience. This is geared more towards the little kids, families and little kids. I mean, something like Super Mario Brothers, I thought it was actually better than the Super Mario Brothers movie. I thought it had more of a plot, and overall it was just more of a fun movie. Now, really quick here, the animation, absolutely love the animation. I thought they did an excellent job with that as well too, making the turtles look how they looked. And now a lot of people were not really too happy with some of the mutants that were in there, like people like Mondo Gecko and so forth, and Ray Fillet. They look completely different, even like Rocksteady as well too. But overall, I think that it all fits in. After you see the movie, you're really going to understand how that animation kind of works, and it actually does work, and it looks just fantastic here. Now, the soundtrack itself, had so much fun with the soundtrack, by the way. Throwback to the 90s, you're going to hear a lot of old 90s tunes in there. Keep your ears open, your eyes open, because there's plenty of Easter eggs in there as well too that you're going to enjoy. The voice acting was just tremendous. Everything from the 4 turtles, who are voiced by teenagers themselves instead of adults, that was just done perfectly. You couldn't have done it any better. It really made me feel like I was watching 4 teenage turtles instead of just 4 adults who are playing the voices of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I thought that was just done perfectly. Of course, the villains themselves, everybody else here, whether it was April, whether it was Superfly, Ice Cube as Superfly, whether or not it was, Jackie Chan as Splinter, Mondo Gecko, or Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko, who is one of my favorite characters, Post Malone as Ray Fillet. The list goes on and on and on. There's just a whole celebrity cast, a huge cast of, great actors that's who's playing the voices here of these villains and turtles and so forth. Well, not really the turtles, but the villains. But regardless, though, they all did a great job. Everybody fit their roles just perfect, and I thought it was just done very, very well. There was some action in there, not a ton of action, but enough action. But an absolute emotional roller coaster as well too. There is some very, very emotional scenes in there. There's of course lots of wit and a lot of comedy. There is some cuss words here and there as well too, but nothing bad, things like damn and hell, but nothing that's outrageous, not like that. So again, definitely very, very family friendly. Of course, that's what it's geared towards. But all in all, though, guys, what a freaking experience this movie was. I had an absolute blast seeing it. I plan on go seeing it again. I thought it was done very well. If I had to rate this movie from like my favorite movies, from best to least, or best to worst, I should say, I have to say the 1990 movie, of course, stands out there at the top for me. Whether or not it's nostalgia or not, I just think that movie was just the absolute best. Then I have to put Secret of the Ooze in second, with Mutant Mayhem tied at my second place. So Mutant Mayhem and Secret of the Ooze tied at second. 3, I'd have to go with the 2007 CGI. 4, I'd have to go with the Turtles 3 movie, the Samurai Turtles. And then, of course, the Bay movies, which I don't even consider. I watched them, and that's about it. But whether or not, I don't care what order they're in. Out of the Shadows probably, and then probably the 2014 one last. But regardless, though, Mutant Mayhem is definitely my second favorite film, tied with Secret of the Ooze. So again, what a fantastic film, guys. Give it, if you're a hardcore Turtles fan and you just don't really like the changes and such, and you just don't like the villains or certain things, you don't like the art style, whatever it may be, just give it a chance. Go in there with an open mind. Put yourself in the shoes of yourself when you were a child, right? And you're seeing the Turtles for the first time. This is what those kids are going to see. I've been collecting all the toys here. I literally have tons of toys, tons of memorabilia, you know, collectibles, whatever it may be. And I'm going into it as a child. I have never seen this much promotion for a Ninja Turtles movie in a long time, in years. I didn't see it for the Bay movies. I didn't even see it for the 2007 CGI. I have not seen this since literally the original series. We have things like, you know, cereal, there's freaking macaroni, there's just all sorts of, there's chips, different kind of goodies, there's notebooks, there's just, Walmart has a thing of socks, underwear, shoes, cups, whatever it may be. There's just Ninja Turtles everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere you go. Mutant Mayhem is out there and it's in your face. If this does not draw, if this does not make decent money, then I'm gonna be surprised. But regardless, though, we already know we have a sequel coming out here at some point. We have a new series coming out, a new 2-season series coming out here that's gonna be basically taking place between this movie and the next movie. So we already know that it's going to be somewhat of a success. It already has been. It's already doing pretty good. It was like 3.8 million on its like opening weekend, the sneak peek weekend, and right now I think it's like at 10 million or something like that, but with a budget of 70 million. So we'll have to wait and see how this goes. I think it's going to pan out really well. I think it's going to be a great movie, guys. I think Seth Rogen and Jeffrey Rowe, I think that's the director, did a fantastic job. And yeah, I think they got my blessing for sure. I think Seth Rogen saw, you know, a vision and he ran with it. There's a little bit of that comedy in there, and you know, he plays Bebop in the movie. Rocksteady is John Cena, which is really cool. But regardless, though, guys, give it a chance. I hope you enjoy it. I'll probably come back here later on with a full review of the movie. But again, just want to come on here, as I've been talking about Mutant Mayhem and Turtles for so long. I want to give you my general thoughts on this and let you know that it's definitely a must-see, and I think you're going to have a great time. Take your family, take your friends, take your kids. I think you're all going to enjoy it if you go in there with an open mind. And again, put yourself in the position of kids. Put yourself back in that. If you're my age, put yourself back in that 8-year-old self, or that 6-year-old. I think I was like 6 when it first came out. But put yourself in that position here and go back and just relive it and have an open mind and go into it like that. So let me know down below what you guys think of the movie here. Make sure you guys like this video if you choose to. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on that bell notification. Keep it with all things that is Chit Chat Gaming. And as always, guys, happy gaming, and of course, Cowabunga.